You got a lot of experience with bounty hunters, do you?
That is a silly question. I am 14.
You can run on for a long time, sooner or later gotta cut you down.
Help me, Marshall!
True Grit is a modern western by directors Joel and Ethan Coen about a young girl who wants to get revenge for the death of her father. The story begins with Maddie Ross, played by Haley Steinfeld, searching for someone who she can hire to track down the killer of her father. One of the people she gets recommended to is a man named Rooster Cogburn.
Mr. Cogburn?
What do you want, girl?
I'm looking for the man who killed my father. The man's name is Tom Chaney, and I need somebody to go after him.
What's your name?
My name is Maddie Ross.
I found Haley Steinfeld's portrayal of Maddie Ross to be extremely solid. It'll definitely win her more roles in the future. I think the greatest compliment that can be paid to her is that she didn't really ever steal the screen from some of the more colorful characters in the movie with Maddie's famously stubborn and contrarian attitude. She only invoked it when she needed to make her presence felt.
You have misjudged me if you think I'm silly enough to give you $50 and watch you simply ride off.
She never really overkilled it, which I appreciated, because I think it would have been very easy for her to slip into that sort of annoying little girl stereotype.
She did a good job in acting, I would say. The character herself was not very likable, at least from my point of view. She seemed to be this very know-it-all sort of person that would get in people's faces.
I'm a Texas Ranger.
That may make you a big noise in that state. In Arkansas, you should mind that your Texas trappings and title do not make you an object of fun.
Jeff Bridges seems to be on a hot streak this year. He had a great performance in Tron, in my opinion, and he has an equally good, if not better, performance in True Grit as Rooster Cogburn, a U.S. Marshal. Rooster Cogburn is this drunken, lazy old man who doesn't play by the rules, but apparently he's pretty good at what he does, which is track down people and kill people.
In your 4 years as U.S. Marshal, how many men have you shot?
Shot or killed?
Let us restrict it to killed so that we may have a manageable figure.
Jeff Bridges was respectable as Rooster Cogburn, the character that, of course, John Wayne made famous and won an Oscar for. He sort of mumbled his way through the movie.
Can't go after Ned Pepper and a band of hard men look after a baby.
There wasn't anything particularly great about his portrayal of Cogburn.
Cogburn is a very likable character despite some of his faults.
Cool, honey. This ain't no coon hunt.
Bridges plays him very well. It's a very, very good performance. So after a few altercations, Maddie and Cogburn head out to track Tom Chaney, and along the way they're joined by a Texas Ranger named LaBouffe, who is played by Matt Damon.
LaBeouf is a character. He's got that swagger about it. Matt Damon, I'm sure he had a ton of fun playing this character.
That Chinaman is running them cheap shells on me again.
I thought you were going to say the sun was in your eyes. That is to say, your eye.
He definitely adapts it to the screen very well.
That's right.
Most of all, I was impressed by Josh Brolin and how he portrayed Tom Chaney.
I'll tell you, I can do better than that.
Just a total creep and pathetic, but at the same time, he just had that inner rage. What I was really looking forward to is how the Coen brothers would sort of portray the theme of violence. That seems to me to be the huge distinction between that time and our time. I mean, there's nothing certain about frontier life. People had to find another way to ensure justice. The setting was pretty bare and authentic, like most of the Coen brothers movies.
Joel and Ethan Coen made a pretty good Western, in my opinion. I'm not too familiar with the Western genre, but they seem to cover what would be all the basics in my mind. Cowboys, gunfights, lots of horse riding.
Sharp moments of violence that really got your attention.
Overall, I would say the movie worked really well as a whole. The characters played really well off of each other. The story was good, nothing cliche.
There was really something missing for me about True Grit. I never really connected with the movie. One thing that really bothers me about the Coen brothers filmmaking is that it always seems like it sort of drags on, and then everything happens in a matter of 2 minutes. And it drags on some more, and then another shootout ensues at the end of the movie.
I would definitely recommend this movie. True Grit is an example of a Western done right.
It's not the movie of the year, if that's what you're expecting when you buy the ticket. If you're a patient viewer, you might enjoy this more than somebody who is just going to the movies to see a shootout.
Element God's gonna cut you down.